Okay, everyone, welcome to Berserk Team Talks Part 2 here. This is our second Team Talks here. We got 7 of us in here, and we're going to be talking about the new starter decks. So we're going to be talking about the red starter deck 15, the Pride of the Saiyans, and we'll also be talking about starter deck 16, the new Darkness Reborn, basically an old starter deck leader that got redone here. So let's start it off, and who wants to start talking about the Vegeta? We'll go with the red starter deck first.
I'm going to screen share. I don't know. Okay, so I have leader is Vegeta. He attacks, he draws a card and gets 5k. He awakens at 4 or less, or if you have a red unison with specified cost of 2. Really neat is his awaken is untap 2, then take life until you have 5 left. Or obviously, if he awakens at 4, it doesn't need to. On the awaken side, he draws a card when he attacks. Then you can choose one of your unisons, red unisons, specified cost 2, and it gains double strike. And then it has a spirit boost skill that you lose a marker off your unison when your opponent attacks. You get 6k for the turn. So right away, we were talking about the art. It's really dope.
Hell yeah, that
he
Vegeta
draws on
looks
both sides.
badass.
Yeah. You don't need to attack anything. So, what are your guys' thoughts?
I don't even play red, and I want to pick it up.
Yeah,
My thoughts.
I have the same feeling.
Can we go back to the awakened side? For anyone can kind of jump in on this one. But what do you guys think of the spirit boost? This so far seems a little light, but this one actually maybe shows maybe some of its potential.
I'm gonna say with the whole spirit boost thing I don't think there's been anything too crazy that has stood out besides this here. I honestly think this is really good. Your opponent attacks your red unison, which they're gonna try to clear the Cabba, which is a big part of this whole deck, is using the Vegeta and the Cabba, which we'll get to after together. But so for anybody that doesn't know, it's an auto once per turn. When your opponent attacks a red unison card with a specified cost of 2, you negate the attack. This is all a spirit boost 1. And then you choose one of your unison cards. It gets plus 6k for the turn. So you're minusing 1 marker off for a negate as well, which could stop potentially a double strike or something. You've just turned that 1 marker, like the -1 marker into... -2 marker into a -1 marker. And then you've also boosted up your unison to 21k for the turn, making it a lot harder of a target. I don't know. I think that is probably one of the better spirit boost 1 skills.
So more
all the spirit boost to date
junior unison
is
support.
terrible. All the spirit boosts revealed so far has been terrible. So this is the first good spirit boost skill in my mind. Yeah. So we have Cabba Spirit Resonance. 2 cost unison obviously works with the deck. When it goes to the drop, it buffs the leader by 5k for the turn, which is kind of bad. Then choose up to one of your opponent's cards or unisons, and it gets minus 10k for the turn. That would be awesome if it was an activate battle, because it's an activate main, I don't think it's great. Then the auto is if your opponent's life is a 3 or more, when your mono red Saiyan leader is attacked, you can burn your opponent 1 damage. It being a -6, I don't think it's realistic to ever get that off. I think this unison is terrible.
Yeah, you think it's terrible?
I think the unison by itself is terrible. I think just the potential in the deck, like the awakening thing where he restands, I don't know if it's completely worth it to run that unison for that, but I don't know. I like that little touch to it. They're trying to make it leader locked, because there's no other situation where you'd ever use that unison over, say, maybe if Piccolo Jr. gets banned, but I don't know. It's not great at all by itself, but I think with the leader at least has some potential that people are like, okay, I'll play this over some other unison.
I think unless you don't own Piccolo, there's no reason not to run that.
And Piccolo's not even expensive.
It's true. But ban list predictions, come on, we did this last week. What if that gets hit?
Sure. So,
we'll make space.
Oh yeah, we'll have the link to our last episode in the description.
Well, I feel like
Anyone-
this is just the introduction to the whole spirit boost and everything that's going on with the Limit 1. But I think that this is just to teach people how to play with this new set, right? And then in the upcoming new set, I feel like they're gonna give so much support for this, and they're gonna make it like the new thing, like the new wave for the game. Just right now, a lot of it looks weak, but I think it's just to teach you how to play.
And yeah,
so next we have. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that you also got to remember that stuff plays off of Spirit Boost, which they'll probably introduce even more stuff that free play off Spirit Boost. If you Spirit Boosted for the turn, you don't have this card out, play it. So you also got to put that interaction in it as well. That it's not just you're minusing one, you're also minusing one, as well as opening doors to play more cards or potentially have access to negates or something like that that we haven't seen yet from the full set 14.
So next up, Carl, you're going to read the Goku Spirit Boost Warrior.
You want me to read that? Oh, god damn it! You're in for a treat. So you only want me to read the Spirit Boost? Okay. So Spirit Boost 1, you must remove a marker from your Unison card to activate this skill. When this card is placed in your drop area from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, play this card from your drop area. I'm gonna start again. So Son Goku Spirit Boost Warrior is deflect, double strike, dual attack. Permanent. If this card is in rest mode and you have a red Unison card with a specified cost of 2 in play, this card and your red leader card get 1k power. Auto limit 1. You can only activate this card once per turn across all copy of this card, so aka hard once per turn. Spirit Boost 1, you must remove a marker from this Unison. And when this card is placed in your drop area from your battle area by an opponent skill or KO, play this card from your drop area.
Other than having deflect and being able to revive himself, which is cool, I think this card's kind of bad. Unless there's a way to cheat him out of the set.
That was my question. I don't know the red pool well enough to say, can this be cheated out? If it can't, ain't no way anyone is hard casting this for 4.
No. It's not good enough to be hard cast for 4. I don't know if Jay, you got a different opinion on that or anything. I know you've tinkered with some red decks in the past. Is there anything that would be able to cheat that out currently, or?
I don't think Piccolo could cheat it out. I think that's 3 or less.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's anything currently. That's what I was looking at right now, was how can you cheat this card out? And I don't think at the point in time I can figure that out. But the design of the card basically looks like the Ultra Instinct Son Goku Monumental Presence. They just kind of changed the pose and took away the Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, he's in Omen.
I think with that card, it has potential in certain decks. Like, I think if you're playing a red blue and they don't ban the Beerus super combo, tapping 4 for him isn't bad, knowing you got Sensu Bean and Beerus to untap, because this guy kind of stays on board for good now. And then defensively, you're okay. And then for the rest of the game, this guy's probably going to stay on the board. So I think you have to build a certain way around the deck to make him good.
How is he gonna stay on the board? I thought, does he have barrier? I didn't think he had barrier. I thought he just had deflect.
Limit 1.
He revives himself.
Yeah, so, he revives himself.
So yeah, even if he does get counterplayed, say with like Frieza, so foregoing the deflect because it will KO it because it doesn't have barrier, he can still just bring himself back after that and then keep the Unison and the leader at +1, forcing an extra 5k to combo.
Yeah.
And it's once per turn. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you have to build it around, like he said there, with running it with red blue might be the way to go. But I think in the star deck itself, which seems to be primarily mono red, I don't think it's really viable to tap 4 for that.
Yeah,
I agree. So next we have Surprise Attack Gohan. Matt, you want to read this one out?
Absolutely. So Surprise Attack Gohan. This one is an activate battle for 1 red energy. If you have 2 or more mono red battle cards in your combo area, play this card from your hand. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn.
Looks like
And
launch
what are your
14.
thoughts on it?
Yeah.
I like the art.
Mhm.
I think he's good. I think he's good in launch because he
Mono
draws so
red
much.
arrival is cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
The one thing I see is I would try that in Freezer Prison.
Yeah. How
Because
many people are still running that deck? 2 people?
Battle cards.
I'm
There-
one of them.
There we go. One of them. Let's find the other one still running Freezer Prison.
2.
You know why he could be nasty in launch is you could use the TP minus 5k, then you could bring him out for 1 energy and do a minus 10. So you could minus 15k a battle card and you could KO it because red has more stuff. So like potentially this guy could help you remove like a 30k body, a 40k body.
I could also see this working
And
King
see-
Vegeta.
Yep.
That's what I was just gonna say, but the fact you have to combo 2 cards out, that sucks.
That's why with launch it replaces them. So.
But
Yeah.
but with King Vegeta, you've got little guys with 500 combo power.
I think you're thinking the wrong king. This could work in King Piccolo too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, but like, I'm
Because
just
you're
thinking,
getting a free combo off your leader.
would you run this at 4 drop or just run the 1 drop red freezer that you can like do minus 10k forever?
But
Well,
this
the thing with the Frieza
This
is
one's
if they remove it from the board, detrimental. This guy, he's gonna come on the board for 1 energy and do the minus 10.
That's true too
this
as
guy's
well.
attached to a 20k body and 4
Yeah.
energy, which is huge.
Yeah, he stole the words out of my mouth there. Yeah, being a 20k body and minus 10, and it's a pseudo arrival. It's activate battle too. So I don't know. I think he's decent, but in that like with King Piccolo, which is a good point. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, King Vegeta and all like launch stuff that can already minus inherently in the deck, just adding an extra minus 10 for 1 energy is huge. And like those decks, like King Piccolo and Launch have to combo anyway, so you're just comboing an extra card there, which you're flipping and dipping and doing all your shenanigans there. So might as well tap 1 and play a 20k body and probably remove something straight from their field that's like 5k with the leader, 5k with possibly one of the launches, and then 10k with this. There goes 20k, boom, down the drain.
Yep. I'd say he's a 2 of though in any deck I play him in. I'm probably not playing 2, maybe 3 max, but I'm never running a place out of that guy.
Which it is nice that he
We
isn't
have our
unique
last-
or anything.
We have our last card, Surprise Attack Vegeta. Let's have Nick read this one out.
So surprise attack, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, just a copy of the Frieza. Unique critical auto if your opponent has 2 or more energy. When you remove a marker from one of your red unison cards using Spirit Boost, you may play this card from your hand. Depending on how powerful Spirit Boost is, like this could be really strong.
So that was my thinking, was this is the best Spirit Boost support card we've seen, and it actually seems good. But again, the only time it's going to be good is with your leader, right? Which sucks because that Spirit Boost skill you're activating during your opponent's turn. So that means Vegeta's vulnerable for an extra turn.
Can
Yeah,
Spirit Boost stack? Like in the sense of like, let's say you use Spirit Boost to activate a skill on a card, and then, for example, and activate this auto that's just saying when you remove a marker, one of your red unison cards using Spirit Boost skill, you can play this card from your hand. Can you just play this for free after that on top of what you've already done to a different card?
Yep.
I believe so. It's the conditions are met the same way like Arrival works. If you have a red and green card, you can arrival as many targets as long as you have the energy for it. You have already specified in your combo area that you have what's required.
Well, that's pretty baller.
I think if you have multiple cards that like play off the Spirit Boost, yeah, I think the one Spirit Boost skill triggers it. I also think because it all says like when you remove a marker from a red unison, I think they're not going to play nice with each other. But in the future, if we ever get multicolor unisons, that's a really, really salient point.
You know what's good about this card too with the free play is if they make support for this card where you could evolve on top of that, like that's a evolve target, you're getting a free evolve target off of the mechanics that's already built with it. It's pretty good.
And the worst part
Overall,
about this
what do you
card,
think about
that the art on this card is horseshit. We all
Oh.
agree, right?
Oh, the proportions are wild. His one arm is literally like double the size of the other one.
True.
Nothing new there,
Yeah, but-
unfortunately.
The art for the rest of the cards in the starter is good, so I'll forgive that one.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do we think about the starter as a whole?
I personally
Or
think
is
more
it just
interesting.
okay?
Between the two stars we're gonna do, the red one is the one I'm leaning more towards, just because it's a new thing. It's Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, which I know a lot of people been waiting for a leader to actually look crispy with that. So I'm glad that they did that, and I don't know. I think it's good, not amazing. It's no Vegex. No starter deck will ever be as broken as Vegex is. Like, so I'm gonna have to go. It's a good starter deck. I think it looks fun, but it's not gonna be completely broken by any means.
The question
Red
is,
Vegeta.
where would you?
I like that it gives me the ability to play these.
I actually still got all that stuff.
Garbage, the garbage
Yeah.
Universe 7 expansion. Now these cards actually have a decent leader they can work with, so I'm really
Yeah.
excited to try those.
That's true. I literally forgot that leader existed from how bad it was compared to Topo. Yeah, just throw that out.
Yeah.
Played that deck for a long time. Yeah, I tried to play it for a long time. It's not good. Nothing you can do to make it good. So I'm really excited to have a playable untapped 2 leader with it. All right, so moving on from that, I'm going to go to the next starter. So it's Mass Saiyan. This is the Darkness Reborn starter. It's a reboot leader. The activate main is once per turn, burst 3. Add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, so you can choose 0. If a black card is placed in your drop area by the skill, this card gains critical. If a non-black card is placed in your drop area by the skill, it gets 5k power for the turn. When your life is at 4 or less, draw a card or switch up to 1 of your energy to active, then flip this card over. What's interesting about him is it switch up to 1 of your energy active. I think a lot of the leaders just says switch, so it's optional, which is cool. But that doesn't really matter for a black deck. SS3 Bardock, Reborn from Darkness. This is the Awakened side. It draws when you attack. It has a once per turn. When you can add a life to your hand, and when you remove a marker using the Spirit Boost from a black unison, it goes back to active and it has its keyword skills negated. So it'll lose the critical, it'll lose double strike, but it'll still draw a second time when it attacks, which is cool. It has the same activate main burst 3 skill the front side has. It's very, very similar to the
Original.
same. I'm not a huge fan. I don't think this is necessary, but a lot of people wanted it. What are you guys' thoughts? Did the leader need a reboot? Did you guys want it?
I feel like he's still weak, this leader. I feel like he can't compete. I don't think if they rebooted him, I don't think that they did it well. I think I think competitively he can't compete at all.
All I gotta say is this. Let me take it out
Why
of the
would you ever
sleeve.
play him?
I don't know if it's too bright with my light here, but come on, the original leader art. I think they kind of missed on that part. At least for an aesthetic wise, the original one still looks better. For the drawing too, like you can draw twice in a turn if you use a Spirit Boost skill. I think it's okay, but it's not gonna I don't think it changed the deck too much. We'll go on later and see what cards are added to it. It's kind of a different flavor than it was before. At least that's what they're trying to do. But I don't know. For viability's sake, I don't think it's much better than the original.
Yeah.
does it become more interesting for you if Dark Broly or Vegeta get kicked out, or is it still Gogeta Xeno or Zeto Gogeta that's the better option for Black?
I
Oh,
think that Black
Zeno.
Saiyan, even Black Saiyan is more interesting than this guy.
Yeah.
I agree with the Zeno comment. That double strike pressure, I
Yeah,
think that's
true.
a lot more important than bursting 3 and gaining crit if there was a black card in it.
Yeah, at the time when it
Well-
came out, being the first black stuff introduced. I don't know if this came before or after the expansion where they introduced Overwhelm, but back then, seeing this leader was like crazy cool. Everyone was running like black and red, or mostly black and red, but now bringing it back and it's not even really changed too much in like a meta like this. Even let's say Dark Broly and Vegex get hit really hard and we don't see them anymore. People are still going to run Xeno Gogeta or even Mecha Kabura as like black decks instead. Those are much more interesting decks and they have much more potential, I believe, than this leader.
Even bother talking about the Unison? Is it even worth talking about the Unison? Or can
Well,
we
we
agree that
only-
the Ajax go take Unison? It's just way better.
Well, might as well talk about it. We only got, what, 5 cards each here?
Who's going?
Frank, do you want to read this one?
The longest one, sure. Dark Mass King Spirit Resonance. All right. If your leader card is Black Saiyan only card, when this card is placed in your drop area from your deck by one of your skills, if you don't have a Unison card in play, you may play this card from your drop area with a marker on it. Auto once per turn. When you remove a marker from this card using a Spirit Boost skill, your opponent chooses one of their battle cards with an energy cost of 1 or less and sends it to the owner's warp. And then he has a +2 activate main. If your leader card is a Black Saiyan card and you choose one card in your hand and discard it, this card gets 4,000 power for what? For the turn for each color in your energy.
So it's neat that that's like the first rainbow effect we have in the game. Like, or I guess second because Strength of Legends cards exist. Cool that that's an effect that rewards you for charging different colors. And it's a neat interaction that if you charge the red, black, dark Broly, it counts as 2 colors, so it's 8k, which is cool. But yeah, I think if I'm going to play this deck, I still play the Unison from the VJack starter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
most of that stuff of that Unison being like getting huge or anything like that auto once per turn gun is so situational guys usually you won't even land it.
I
You
don't
still
know.
have to play something that has Spirit Boost and the leader Spirit, because the leader does. It's not like the Vegeta where Spirit Boost is baked into it. It's like you're gonna have to play a support card with Spirit Boost.
The only thing on that Unison, which,
Dark Broly,
so like I was saying, yeah, the only thing on that Unison that like was, I'd say was cool is they're trying to, like, as I was trying to say earlier, they're trying to make this deck something different, like a rainbow colored deck, which, oh look, maybe we can try to use that, like, was it Draft Box 5 where they introduced the kind of rainbow cards there with the Goku and Vegeta, and then of course we got the one of the coolest looking SCRs, but has anybody ever used that Vegito Unison in a deck? And there
For
we go.
memes.
Yeah,
For
exactly,
memes.
for memes. But like, you're like, what deck are we gonna run it in? They're like, oh look, here we're making a deck. But if anybody's actually gonna run this leader, it's probably gonna be what, 2 colors, maybe black and red, like it was before. No, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's gonna try to pour over and try to do the full rainbow effect. Of course, for fun, people are gonna do it just for fun. But for like meta relevance, I don't think there's any way to actually get a rainbow deck off the ground. At least not with this leader.
I think if they keep doing what they're doing with the Dark Brawly stuff, with the dual colors, well, not being dual colors exactly, they could potentially get to a rainbow set of deck where it might be viable.
But my thing is that I don't understand why, if their main idea was going rainbow with the starter deck, why didn't they put that keyword that the leader is able to be rainbow? So at the end, you could have choose like if you want to run like I don't know, a blue or green or yellow or red unison that you can choose the way you could build the deck in it, that would be more interesting than just putting that black leader, black unison that's gonna has no really good use anyhow. Like if you could go to that part of,
Because that's too good of an idea.
I have too good idea. God damn it.
Good work for Banda.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
too good of an idea. If this leader had the draft box leader skill where it's treated as all colors, it would be able, if not good.
You can throw in any negates.
Yep. Any of the Sparkings.
Jay, read the
Oh,
next
Jay. Okay. Dark Brawly Spirit
Sorry.
Boost Berserker. He's a unique. His permanent is this card is also treated as black in all areas. From the picture, it looks like it's red. Auto, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle card, and it gets minus 15,000 power for the turn. Where's Asian Nurse? Activate main, limit 1. You can only activate the skill once per turn across all copies of this card. Spirit Boost 1. You must remove a marker from your Unison card to activate the skill. 1 cost. If you have 3 or more energy, you send 1 red card, 1 blue card, 1 green, and 1 yellow card from your drop area to your warp. Play this card from your drop area or warp, and it gains critical for the turn.
It's a bad card.
Yeah, there's way too many limitations. unless that card had deflect and barrier, I don't think it's worth playing.
I can see it in Dark Broly.
Yeah, but in Dark Broly, you're playing it with the ball anyway. Like you're never gonna use that skill. That skill is way too specific. The fact that you need the Spirit Boost, Pain Energy, and Warp 4 cards, it's like you're never gonna.
And you're paying 1 energy. Yeah, just everything about that. That's a bad card.
I mean, it's cool to charge because it's red and black.
It's got the team name in it, guys. That could be our mascot card.
That's a horrible mascot. Yeah, here's our card. This is our mascot, the unplayable card.
Let's go next.
All right, Nick, have you read one? Read this one.
Mass Saiyan, Spirit Boost, Enigma. Probably one of the few good cards in it. Unique dual attacker, activate main, limit 1. Spirit Boost 1, remove the marker. So 1 energy if your leader card. If your leader card is a card and you discard this card from your hand, that's missing something on it, obviously. Your opponent may choose 1 card from their life and place it on the deck. If they don't, play this card from your drop area. So I think it's a cool card. I don't think anyone's really ever gonna.
If your leader card is a Bardock. If your leader card is a Bardock Zeno, that's what it says. So, or Mass Saiyan. So it's locked to this starter, which sucks because this is actually a good card with the Spirit Boost skill.
No, I think it's worded exactly what it's supposed to. If your leader card is or card, then you get to play it for 1 energy. I think it makes a lot of sense.
You just post the Rada too.
So, I think this card's awesome. Just think the fact that it's limited to this deck makes it unplayable.
But
Yeah, unfortunately.
let's just say for this deck though, it's 1 energy, it's dual attack 15k, and you're forcing the opponent to either burn a life or let it play. Let's just say it's your opponent's on their last life, or you're forced to play this. 15k dual attack. That's 2 swings to face that are lethal, and you can combo on top of it and everything. I don't know. I think, if it wasn't locked to this deck, for this deck's sake, is really good. I think that's probably the best one in this starter deck.
And it's the best use of Spirit Boost in the deck, right? Because now it triggers your leader skill, but your leader can restand and draw another card when it swings.
Yep.
I think you're exactly right. When your opponent's at 1 life, this card's awesome because you're going to get a 15k dual attacker. You're going to restand your leader and get another draw when you swing. But outside of this deck in that situation, it's just okay.
Yeah.
The spirit
next
boost.
one.
Just like you can go to the next card. 'Cause it's not going to touch really upon this card specifically, but I think like the theme is that a lot of these spirit boost skills haven't blown us away like on any of the cards thus far, and I think like that might be the case. Maybe not for obviously the entire set, but I think it's going to be like the domino effect, like where these things stack, where you do like one spirit boost and it hits 3 or 4 of a combo towards the end of the game, and obviously we have to wait till the rest of the set is shown, but I think like that might be something that might be scary.
Yeah, I agree. We need to see more cards out of the main set to decide whether or not Spirit Boost is worth it, but right now it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I feel like after the new ban list, then we'll have like a stronger opinion on Spirit Boost and Limit 1. I think just right now with the meta how it is, these cards like they're useless in a sense.
And who wants to jump up and read the card with probably the best art in the starter deck?
Bro sauce.
Sure, I'll take it here. So, Black Mass Saiyan, Spirit Boost Minion. It's a yellow card, permanent, if your leader is a Or card. So, we're going to go with Bardock Xeno or Mass Saiyan because, they can't be bothered to type anything in there. Treat this card in your hand as if it has no specified cost, which, good, you can charge any energy there. But auto, once per turn, add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, it gets 11k power for the turn. Plus 11k power for the turn, and activate main once per turn, Spirit Boost 1. Switch this card to active mode.
This is good.
That's good.
For
That's
a 1
good
drop,
card.
for a 1 drop, he's taking the life just like the other Black Mass Saiyan. He's a base 4k, so it is slightly lower, but he's still going up to 15k. And with Spirit Boost, he can swing twice, and since a Spirit Boost is happening, that'll also trigger the leader as well. So you have to run that at 4, I think, for this starter deck at least.
No, it's a good self-awakener.
Yeah.
So you can definitely get to 26k with this second attack.
No,
it's once per
plus
turn.
11's once per turn.
Oh, it's once per turn. Oh, okay.
That'd be ridiculous. Pull 2
Yeah.
life from one drop.
That would be ridiculous. It's
It
like
would be
feeling Basil
Then it
and
would be a
activating
good
main on
card.
Basil.
So card's pretty good as well. I like that it can also be used in yellow decks. I like that it's one of the few branches of like including the Xenoverse card in a main color, like so it's not locked to black.
Yeah, so see like with this card,
Go ahead.
I really like this card. Like, see, like when my skillless Gohan deck I play, that card is actually really good for my deck because a lot of times I'll do the activate main on my Vegeta Unison, putting them to 1 die, so he has the dual attack double strike, and then I could see myself playing this for 1 energy. So then I would play this after I double strike dual attack with the Vegeta Unison, play him, swing, take a life to boost him, then do the Spirit Boost, remove my Vegeta Unison, let it go, restand him, and try to go for game with him for 1 energy. So it's like extra attack.
I think Jay said it's almost like having a different copy of Basil in your deck, right? And it's cool that they're not unique, so you could theoretically go wide with these guys. But yeah, whole I think as a whole the deck's just okay. Okay, I don't think this is going to really it's not going to be meta unless they ban literally every deck that exists currently. I do think there's some good options. Like for me, if I was going to run this deck, I would consider the Demigre Unison. Give yourself like a double overwhelm. Obviously, now seeing how good that blue Bardock is, I would probably say maybe you can run Senzu Beans in the deck.
You can also run it with the Janemba engine in there too. The problem is the Janemba engine's too big.
Yeah. Even ideally, what you're going to do is you're going to take the best starter deck cards. You're going to take the VJX cards and you're going to mash them together.
And that's what people started doing to
But-
make it a turn 2, turn 3 kill deck. Well, I don't. You seriously get hit by one floodgate card, and then you're just done. Really?
And the problem is you're gonna have so many like basically dead cards. Like you're gonna have to run like 8 Champas in this deck, and you're gonna have to fit more critical into it because there's not enough critical in it right now. So I don't know. I can't see this being meta.
No, it'll be another fun deck, and that's fine.
Does anyone think this is better than the Vegeta deck?
No.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think anybody is thinking that.
I can personally see the Vegeta deck being meta relevant. Maybe not tier 1, but I could see it being meta relevant.
Yeah, me too. I think the Vegeta deck, like the red leader, it's playable, if not good. It does something unique, giving the Unison double strikes really cool. There's some good multicolor counter cards that exist, so you could theoretically splash like a multicolor deck. So I agree. I think the Vegeta has legs. I don't think the Massinian has legs.
Yeah.
That 1-drop yellow card though, it's pretty good. That with Basil, if they don't hit Basil, that's 4 attacks. So
I agree with you, and even like that's probably one of the best spirit boost mechanics the deck has. So it's interesting. I'm excited to see what else comes down the pipeline for these guys, and maybe we're wrong, and maybe saying like takes 8 slots in every regional going forward, but
Well,
I think it's likely.
with the future, we might like get color specific Masked Saiyan leaders or something like that. I know that like in Heroes we just got Goku Black getting showed up and everything. So like there's maybe potential later on, but right now, not really.
I think that's a good point. Where it might be worth picking this stuff up just in case Rainbow becomes relevant in the future, and then you have like your Rainbow Unison and your
Yeah, because
the yellow card.
there's one card I really don't want to like lose sight on. It is the Temptation of the Mask card that let you play Masked Saiyan with sacrificing a Xeno of his Xeno Gogeta, I think Bardock, King Vegeta, any of those cards, and you can play a generic 4 or less Masked Saiyan out of your deck or something, or even drop. I'm not sure.
I actually think it's any Massane card. Like I think you can even play the Dark Broly's or something.
Well, yeah, but the dark, I don't know. I don't have it close, but it's a card that I know that they didn't print for no reason. So it's something that you don't lose sight of it, because we have a shitload of Xeno Gogeta, and all the others. There's more to come.
That's what I agree with. This is probably just the beginning of more Rainbow support and Rainbow archetypes. So I'm excited to see where they go with it.
to me, it just seems like these starter decks are to learn how to do the spirit boost and all of that. It's kind of like just teach you how to play the game, especially new players. So
Teach you how to play the game by critting your opponent so they don't have fun.
Yeah.
But that's Dragon Ball. Like, you're not doing your deck right if your opponent doesn't rage quit. Apparently. No, but like really, like what if your deck does exactly what it's supposed to do in this game? Usually, your opponent doesn't have a good time.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Any other closing thoughts, or are we calling it here for the night, boys?
I'm good. I'm just sad that they wasted such a good artwork on the Dark Masked Saiyan King, with a so bad unison.
Yeah.
The artwork's fire, but the card is
Yep.
the card would be more useful to start a fire anyway.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
So that's my last thought about it.
All right, guys. I got to hit the hay. That was a fun one. I think we did good there.
All right. Have a good night, gents.
Have a good one, guys.
yeah.
Take care,
Hey
boys.
guys.